I'm the most rootin' tootin' cowboy of Idaho. This is Idaho William, and our adventure today is going to Idaho City, favorite city in fact. But first, I'm going to tell you a little story, okay? So, it all started out with the gold miners and the Indians. So, this one guy named Mr. Splon and Mr. Grimes were friends, and they're gold miners. Mr. Splon made friends with a Bannock Indian, and he was looking for gold. And Elk City, and that's up north. So he was finding gold. He was trying to find gold, right? Well, guess what? His friend, his Bannock Indian friend, said, "You go south, and you can find some of your shiny metal," which that means in Indian language, gold, because they didn't know what gold was. They just called it shiny metal. So he got all his friends, including Mr. Grimes, so they went all the way back south. So they went south. They found all this gold. And then they were starting to set up the tents. Then, Bannock and Shoshone Indians in August 1862 attacked. Everybody escaped except for Mr. Grimes. He got murdered. And that's because the Indians thought they were doing the right thing and protecting the earth. So now we are in Idaho City. Grimes just murdered. And Splon told all his men, Grimes is murdered by the Indians, the Shoshone and Bannock Indians. So they're like, oh no, and stuff like that. And he said, we gotta go back. And they're all like, why? Because there's a whole bunch of gold. We could be rich. And now they're like, whoa. But the Bannock and Shoshone tribes aren't going to give up a fight. They're not going to give up a fight, so they will fight. So we have to drive them out. So they drove them out. Then they got all the gold. And now we're super rich. And it used to be a boomtown because there was a whole bunch of water so they could have their mining camps. Now, it's just 450 people live here. It's considered a ghost town. And some people say there's even haunted houses and stuff. And see this church right there? Some people say ghost hunters even went in there and they found a ghost, like it's a ghost church. So now we are right by the saloon, and at the time, most of the people were men, and there was only a couple hundred of children and women. There wasn't very many. There's only a couple hundred.
How many men were there?
There was around 5,000, because that was mostly all by Idaho City. Most of all the guys were just men. There weren't that many children and women. And see, they would mine stuff in the miners. Sunday would be a very busy day because they would get all their supplies from mining. And then they would go to the saloons and they would drink the saloons until they're dry. So back in that time in Idaho City, it was very beautiful at nighttime because all the campfires by the gold miners. And you could seriously see like 30 campfires. And within 6 years, Idaho City got burned 4 times. They found in the streams 30 million ounces of gold.
By when, William?
By 1870, they found it. Then they
30 million ounces of gold?
30 million ounces of gold.
That's a lot of gold.
Yeah, that is. And they brought in Chinese workers. Pretty soon, all of Idaho City half of it was all populated with Chinese workers. Half. I'm sitting on the porch of Pon Yam's house. He was a successful businessman, a Chinese businessman. He sold herbs, Chinese food, and other products from his home. He was very special in the community. And reviews said that he has the biggest diamond in all of Idaho City. He returned back to his home in China in 1904.
How long did he live here for?
For 30 years or so. And when he was at his home, he only got to see his family for 1 year because he died in 1905. So, you're wondering why you see these huge iron shuttles. Well, back in the Wild West days, there was lots of gunfights. You could see gunfights on the roads and streets. You could even see that. So, when people were in danger, and this happens with a lot of houses and buildings, they would run over here and see these? They used to have those giant iron shuttles, and people would run in here and close those. Because a bullet, it can go through this. It's very fragile. But a bullet can't go through that. That's like 4 inches of just hard, real iron. So see this? This is my favorite junkyard ever. And it's even for sale if you like it a lot. And I'm going to show you a little bit of stuff that's really cool about it. So these are some old stuff, like that's one of their old chairs. Here's something really fascinating. This, you know how we have our gas tanks, it fills up our cars? Well, back then, a long time ago, that's what they use. So, back in Idaho City. And here, I'm going to show you a cool looking car.
William, I think that, oh, nope, the alien head is still up there.
Yeah, and I forgot to mention, there's an alien head there.
So you can't, well, hang on. I already took a picture of that old the car. So.
These are some really rusty stuff. A lot of people gave away some of their stuff. Here's a funny thing. It's I think this is a motorcycle, maybe? A fake motorcycle? I don't know. But it looks like it. Details and everything. And I love this place. I even got something from this place. It kind of looks like a store, but I think it's a junkyard. Everybody throws their stuff. Remember, it's on sale. And I'll tell you how much it costs for. $350,000.
Somebody selling this for $350,000?
Yeah, and it's true.
Wow.
This is like, if I had that much money, I would unfortunately I don't.
You would buy this place for $350,000?
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
And that means I could go inside the building and check it out. See this building right here? It was built in 1891. It used to be a school. 1 through 4th grade was on the bottom floor, and the top floor was the second floor, and they had 5th through 8th grade. And they didn't have enough money when they were building it, so they held a community dance till 4 a.m. And then they raised $138, and then they made the school. So right behind me is the Miners Exchange. It's located by the shoe store and the saloon. It was built in 1865. It was burnt down 2 times in the Idaho burning, when it burned 4 times. And it's a National Register building. See this building right here? It is the Masonic Lodge. It was built in 1865. It was burned 1 time and built back up again. It's the oldest Masonic Lodge, and it's still in use today. And it's west of the Mississippi. See this? This is an old ice skating rink. And now it's just an empty old space in Idaho City. See this building right here? This is called the pest house. But it doesn't sound very nice. So, you know where all the guys were sick and stuff? They would go here. For instance, smallpox. And the only treatment they had were whiskey. Since the 1920s through 30s, this was the Boise County Jail. See this building right here? It's the Idaho Territorial Penitentiary, and it was built in 1864. It cost $10,000, and it had 106 criminals in there, and 17 got away, and they have been never caught again.